icala azobuya analo uzobuya namuhla, kodwa namuhla nangu akafikanga, isizathu asazeki. Utshele umshushisi ukuthi abanye ukhulume nomunye ummeli ukuthi angahle aqhubeke ngale cala njengoba lo fakazi lo ekhona ufakazi wanamuhla. Uthe yena akanankinga nalo fakazi ozobuyizwa umshushisi namuhla, kungaqhutshekwa ngaye, elibele yena umnumzane uMgomezile engekho. Manje inkantolo leyo nto ayithokozeli, ithi akusinga lendlela ekwamele ummeli asebenze ngakhona. Kwamele ummeli azise inkantolo isikhathi sisasekhona ukuthi ngeke abe khona ukuze inkantolo ikwazi ukuthatha isinqumo ukuthi kuyaqhutshekwa noma kanjani, ngoba kungahle kwenzeke ukuthi esikhathini esizayo ummeli wakho abuye athi mhlawumbe kunezinto bekafuna ukuzibuza ufakazi bese kubuyelwa emuva phambili nasemuva. Inkantolo ithi umphathi wamajaji ithe mayemtshela ukuthi eze kuleli cala ufike wamcebisa futhi nokuthi leli cala lineyinkinga. Manje inkantolo ayifuni ukuthatha iy'nkinga ezisuka kuleli yajaji bese lizozifaka nala, ifuna ukuthi leli cala liqhubeke lize liyophela. Ingakho namuhla inkantolo ingakujabulelanga leso sinqumo sokuthi ummeli wakho akekho.
I don't know if any of my colleagues have got any inputs to make in this regard. I don't know if they contacted them or
what's your view?
To make further arrangements.
If it may please the court, my lord, I was informed this morning by my learned colleague, Ms. Mushololo, Advocate Mushololo, that she received a call from Mr. Mgomezulu requesting that I stand in for him. And I indicated, in the light of the experience that we had, I'm in no position to stand in for him because I'll be conflicted in that instance, my lord. So I don't know which other colleague was requested to stand in for him. And he never contacted me personally, my lord. So that's far as I will take it, my lord.
Sorry, Mr. Ramosepi.
Yes.
Ethics, are ethics still taught at university? Or when you are doing pupillage, or when you are doing articles?
My lord, it's one of the emphasis that they put at PLT and all these courses that they put, that our interaction with the court and our duty towards the court as practitioners, it's taught, my lord. It's well stressed, my lord.
Yeah, look at what you're telling me. He phones Advocate Mshololo to tell you to stand for him.
Yes.
He doesn't phone the court. This is Africa. He doesn't phone the court.
Yes, my lord.
The judge is irrelevant.
I would have thought, my lord, the proper channels normally, even as in court here, when we want to see the judge, we go through the registrar.
Yes.
We don't do as we please, my lord.
Because if he had phoned me, I wouldn't have driven from Krugersdorp to come here when he says he doesn't have a problem with the evidence which was adduced by the photographer and the interpreter, and that he hasn't consulted maybe with a witness which Mr. Baloyi wants to engage. I would have phoned the JP, the DJP, to phone another judge to come here, explain this to you,
Yes.
and postpone the matter to the pleasure of Mr. Mgomezu. Are you with me?
Indeed so, my lord.
And in the meantime, I will be doing some work, going through the evidence of this case of 8 months. Now I drive like a fool from Krugersdorp. I come here, I'm told this by you and by my registrar.
Yes.
And the attorney or the advocate involved doesn't even phone me. You know, today you can even send an SMS. If he doesn't want to speak to me, you can send an SMS or a WhatsApp.
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Mnisi, what's your view?
As the court pleases.
I think, my lord, it's not like there's nothing that we can't do. From what I gather from what Mr. Baloyi is saying, is that Mr. Mgomezulu says he would not have had any issues with regard to the 2 witnesses that Mr. Baloyi included to me today. So I would suggest that in that vein, we shouldn't waste any time, that we proceed with those 2 witnesses and leave everything for him to come and explain himself why he would not have been able to attend
Yes, Mr. Mumalo.
My Lord, if there is any of my colleagues who were contacted to stand in for Mr. Mngomezulu, we can proceed, my Lord. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Musholo.
Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, I confirm that I did receive a call when I was sitting here in court after, I think it was after 9:30, my Lord, from Mr. Mngomezulu.
After 9:30?
Yes, I was sitting here, my Lord. And then the call, my Lord, he indicated to me that we can proceed with the two witnesses, which is the photographer and the interpreter, and he was requesting that any further witness to that, we should ask that the matter be postponed for him to be present, my Lord.
Okay.
But he did not say I must say to court. He was just informing me that he had made the arrangement with the state regarding that.
Yeah,
my
but
Lord.
he says you must talk to your colleague, Mr. Ramsipidi,
Yes, my Lord. He said I must also talk to my colleague, Mr.
for him to
Ramsey.
stand in for his client.
Yes, my Lord.
This is the miracle I'm trying to grapple with. Mr. Mngomezulu said accused number 1 has instructed him through his uncle. The mandate of Mr. Ramusipidi has been terminated. Is that not so?
Yes, that's correct, my Lord.
Now today, the same Mr. Mngomezulu wants Mr. Ramusipidi, whose mandate has been terminated,
To stand.
to act on behalf of accused number 1, who has terminated the mandate of Mr. Ramusipidi. That's why I'm asking, are ethics taught in our universities?
They
What
are
do you
taught.
think of that proposition?
They are taught, my Lord, we're not doing privilege.
How do you act for a person who has fired you? Like Mr. Ramusipidi. And what will that person say? Oh, Mr. Sibiya, it's a joke with this court. Because enkantolo ngumxoshile lo muntu. Mara nangu futhi uthi umad. We dealt with something on those lines. Hey, Mr. Mnisi.
That's the court physics, my Lord. Those are my submissions, man.
Okay.
Manje uMnumzane Ramsipili uma esukuma uthi utsanda kuthola umlayeza osuka ku-advocate Mshololo emazisa ukuthi uMnumzane Mngomezulu ubekade emshayele ucingo namuhla emcela ukuthi u-advocate Mshololo acele uMnumzane Ramusipili ukuthi ammele namuhla. Nangokho ukuthi uMnumzane uSibiya yena uthe akasamelwa uMnumzane Ramusipili. Kodwa uMnumzane Mngomezulu ucela lo. uMnumzane Mnisi uma esukuma uthi inkantolo uma abanye abameli bevuma ayikho into ezivimbayo singaqhubeka. uMnumzane uNxumalo naye uthi singaqhubeka. Uyaphakama ke uadvocate Mshololo uyasho ukuthi ngempela uthole ucingo kodwa bese seligamenxe ihora lesishaka lolu khona la enkantolo. Uma etshela inkantolo nalokho ayithathi kancane ibona ukuthi ingathi kuyadlala ngoba kuzobuyelwa futhi kule yadaba lokuthi lo muntu ngamxosha. uMnumzane uSibiya manje sekuzoba huye ozothi ngamxosha mina uMnumzane uRamsipili kodwa ungimela kanjani njengoba ikuthi uMnumzane Mngomezulu ecela ukuthi ammele. Inkantolo leyo nto ayithatheli kancane futhi ize iyabuza nabameli ukuthi e-university basanifundisa na ukuthi enkantolo kwamele niziphathe kanjani. Bayavuma bonke abameli bathi yebo sisafundiswa. Inkantolo ngalokho ngiyathemba ukuthi iyabonisa ukuthi uMnumzane Mngomezulu akahloniphi inkantolo ushayela uadvocate Mshololo ucingo. Inkantolo ithi kungani angangithumelelanga mhlawumbe nomlayeza uma engabe wayekade engakhona ukumshayela ucingo. Ayikuthathi kancane leyo nto. uMnumzane Sibiya njengoba ikuthi uMnumzane uMnumzane Mngomezulu akekho. Inkantolo leyo nto ayithathi kancane ngoba wena ushilo ukuthi ukhokhela uMnumzane Mngomezulu umalume wakho uyena okhokhela uMnumzane Mngomezulu. Is the court business, my lord?
Okay, we'll just keep quiet. Yes, let's see what you say.
As a God, please, my Lord, I don't know if his lines wants to say anything or make any suggestions, but will be the
No,
last.
what is he going to say? Because his
Yeah.
own advocate didn't even tell him anything. Ask him, sir,
Ungasukuma muzi.
did you contact your advocate or were you contacted by your advocate for today?
Ummeli wakho uye wamshayela ucingo noma yena uye wakhulumisana nawe ngalelo daba leli lanamhlanje ngilibele ngokutolikela ngalo. No my lord.
Nothing.
Lutho.
Okay.
I do not have access to the phone, my lord.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's commence, Mr.
Manje sizoqhubeka elibele engene. Kulungile lo.
As the court please, my lord, the state then calls the next witness is Mrs. Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping.
Yeah.
This witness has been recalled, my lord. She has already testified. She's going to testify in respect of Exhibit JJ.
Your full name and surname, ma'am?
Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping.
Do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No.
If you so, do you swear that the evidence you shall present today shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth? If you do, please raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Witness son in my Lord.
Mrs. Mutlaping, you have already testified in these proceedings in respect of Exhibit JJ before you.
That is correct.
Bese soke waphana ngobufakazi ngalofakazi buka JJ labo kuphambi kwakho ukuthi yeqiniso.
I just want to refer you to page 9 of Exhibit JJ.
Yes.
Asiyeke ku page 9 wabo lobo bufakazi uthi yebo.
There appears a certificate by the interpreter. If you can just put the contents of that certificate on record.
Certificate by interpreter. I, Evelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping, certify in terms of Section 217 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 as amended. I have interpreted truly and correctly and to the best of my ability with regards to both the contents of the statement and everything said by the magistrate.
Manje ke kuthiwa ake usifundele lento ebhalwe la ku page 9 ibhalwe ukuthi yena uTsepiso uEvelyn Tsepiso Mutlaping uyasho ukuthi yena ubuya ngomthetho sisekelo obekiwe wamaqala uye watolika ngeqiniso etolika yonke into ebekade yena ayizwa ubuya ngalendlela ebekade yena akwazi ukuthi angatolika ngayo futhi leyo nto ebekade ikwistatement yona ubuya ngalendlela yayikade ishiwo umanje.
There appears a signature there at the bottom. Whose signature is that?
It is mine.
Kunala kusayinwe khona lapho phansi kusayine bani uthi uyena usayinile.
And right at the bottom of the page, there appears initials for 3 people. Are you able to identify those initials?
That is correct.
Yes.
The first one is for the magistrate. And the second one is for the deponent. And the third one are my initials.
Manje phansi lapha kuyo lencwadi kunala ukuthi kunama initials la kubhalwe khona ungakwazi ukusicacisela ukuthi abobani ababhale lapho ukuthi okokuqala ubhale uManji lokho kwesibini kwakade kubhala umsolwa lo bekade uma uza kwethu amtolikela okugcina uyena la bekade lo utolikayo uyena obhale ama initials wakhe.
And just for record purposes, if I can ask you to turn to page 1 of Exhibit JJ, just put the full details of the deponent on record that appear just below your name.
Okay. It reads Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Thank you.
Manje ke ngicela uye ngale kwi-page yokuqala usitshele amagama wakhe lo muntu lobo kade umtolikela uthi amagama uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
And if I can ask you to turn to page 7 of Exhibit JJ.
ake
And
uyeke ku page 7
if you can just put in record the paragraph that starts with the statement is made in the Zulu language. Just put that on record.
Yes, the statement is made in the Zulu language and interpreted into English by the interpreter.
kuthiwa ke akusifundele la ukuthi kukhulunywa ngalo limi lwesiZulu yena uyafunda uthi lesi statement siyenzwe ngolimi lesiZulu satolikwa sitolikelwa kwisingesi utoliki.
If I can kindly ask you to turn to Exhibit JJ1, that is the statement itself, right? At the end, the statement itself, Annexure A. Annexure A at the bottom, the initials for 3 people. Are you able to identify those initials?
That is correct.
In page, yes.
It's for the magistrate, the deponent, and myself.
Futhi ke kusona istatement ngokwaso kunama initials futhi uthi awakamanji nawakamsolwa nawakhe.
Can you just put in record the deponent's initials?
It's BS,
Yes. And yours?
and mine is ET.
Ama initials wakamsolwa wona athini uthi athi BS awakho wona athini athi ET.
And page 2 of Exhibit JJ1. Can you once again just identify those initials?
Yes, it's the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Futhi ke ku page 2 awakabani lawo ma initials uthi awakamanji awakamsolwa nawami futhi.
And page 3.
It is also the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Na ku page 3 umanji wenza ama initials nomsolwa naye uza kwethu wenza ama initials.
Page 4.
It is also, it is the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Na ku page 4 umanji wenza ama initials nomsolwa naye u-ET.
Page 5.
Same initials for the magistrate, the deponent, and myself.
Futhi na ku page 5 kusase kanjalo umanji nomsolwa naye utoliki bayenza ama initials.
And page 6.
It's the magistrates, the deponents, and myself.
Ku page 6 umanji uye wayenza ama initials nomsolwa naye usisi.
Now, if I can kindly ask you to go to page 7 of Exhibit JJ, page 7. If you can put in record the paragraph that starts with the statement is now read back.
The statement is now read back to the deponent and translated by the interpreter. The deponent is now asked whether he confirms the contents of the statement is correct. The answer is yes.
Manje ke kunala ikuthi kuye kwabhalwa lana ukuthi istatement siyafundelwa umsolwa futhi siyatolikwa utoliki. Lesi statement umsolwa uyabuzwa ukuthi leso statement kuyiqiniso na yonke into ebhalwe lapho. Umsolwa yena uphendule wathi yebo.
If you can just turn over the page, page 8. Just place on record the first paragraph.
The statement is now signed by the deponent by means of his signature.
Bese ke kuthiwa afunde ukuthi kuthiwani la ku page 8 sithi istatement lesi siyasayinwa uyena umsolwa ngesandla sakhe esayini.
Yes, and there's the word deponent and there's a signature above that. Whose signature is that?
It was the deponent's signature.
kunala kubhaliwe ke bese kuyasayinwa yebo umsolwa osayinile lapho.
Yes, the next paragraph.
The statement is also signed by the interpreter.
Bese kuthiwa istatement sisayinwa utoliki.
Yes, whose signature appears there.
It is my signature.
Statement sisayinwe uyena njengoba bekatolika.
Yes, and the next paragraph.
And it says before me, and that is where the magistrate signs, and it is written additional magistrate for Boksburg underneath.
Bese ke leso statement kuthiwa ngaphambi kwami la ukuthi kube kade kukhulunywa ngomantshi umantshi naye usayinile eBoksburg.
You previously explained where the deponent obtained the pen to sign the statement. Can you just place that on record again?
That is correct. I handed the deponent a pen to be able to sign and initial the statement.
Boke wachaza ukuthi uyithathe iphi ipeni umsolwa uthi mina ngiye ngamnika ipeni lebe ngikade ngiyisebenzisa ukuze akwazi ukusayina.
The recordal of Annexure A, the statement itself, which has now been marked Exhibit JJ in brackets 1, where did that take place?
In Mrs. Cronier's office.
Lesi statement lesi ngobufakazi sona siyenzelwe kuphi uthi enkantolo yakhe umantshi uCronier.
And the information that is contained in Exhibit JJ1, the annexure to Exhibit JJ, where does that come from? The information in Annexure JJ in brackets 1.
From the deponent.
Logo okubhalwe kulesi statement nikuthatha uthi kusuka kumsolwa.
Yes. And at the end of the process, after the statement was made, do you perhaps remember as to what happened to Exhibit JJ and JJ1, the preamble and the annexure?
I know they were stapled together, and if my memory serves me well, it was handed to the investigating officer at the time. I cannot recall, Your Worship.
No, I'm talking about immediately after the proceedings, what happened to the documents? Who retained the documents?
After the proceedings?
Yes, after the proceedings.
I cannot recall precisely, my lord, but
Yes. If you cannot recall, it's
Yes.
fine. Yes, thank you.
Manje ke usakhumbula ukuthi ngemva kokuthi kuqedwe kuye kwenzakalani ngalamaphepha wonke. Uthi ngiyakhumbula wona wahlanganiswa ngestapler kodwa angisakhumbula ukuthi kusuka lapho kuye kwenzakalani.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
And this, Mr. Ramsadini?
As the court pleases, my lord, just one aspect. Morning, ma'am.
good morning, sir.
Now, you've just been asked a question by my learned colleague, Advocate Baloyi, to say, after the completion of the process, what happened to the exhibit, the statement, and you say it was handed back to the investigating officer.
I said, I think, because I cannot recall clearly, sir.
You cut me off because I wanted to ask you,
Oh,
how
sir.
certain are you about that?
I am not certain, sir. Hence I said I cannot recall precisely.
Manje uthe lamaphepha ngemva kokuthi kuqedwe uye wathi anikezwe iphoyisa eliphenya ngalecala uthi angisakhumbuli ngenxa yokuthi anginaso isiqiniseko salokho.
And the person that you refer to as the investigating officer, although it's the person that brought accused number 2 to the office of Magistrate Cronier, you will remember it was Sergeant Mohani. Do you still recall that?
I know the person who brought the accused number 2 to Mrs. Cronier's office was Sergeant Mohani, yes.
And after the proceedings, who removed accused number 2 from that office?
Because there were other police officers that were outside the office, so it could have been them. I cannot recall clearly, Your Worship, who removed him.
Okay, as the court places now.
Manje ke ngemva kokuthi sekuqediwe uzokhumbula ukuthi umsolwa wayekade eleshwe umnumzana uMkhano ubani obekade emkhipha laphayana uthi ngoba bekade kunamanye amaphoyisa angisakhumbuli kahle ukuthi ubani omkhiphile umsolo.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Mshololo?
No questions, my lord.
Okay, thanks, Mrs.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
As a court, please, my lord, the state calls the next witness is Sergeant Mapakela, Sergeant Matsubani H. Mapakela. This witness is going to testify in respect of Exhibit GG in brackets 1.
Sorry, did you saw that witness?
Yes, she was on him. Yeah.
Okay. Because Mr. Ngamala may take a point against you guys. Yeah, swear the witness in.
Maina le naka moka le sefane.
Matsubane Hendrik Mapakela.
E gona ntho e le thibelang gore le ikane gore le tlo bolela nnete.
Awa yona.
Ge e le gore ga e go lena le ya ikana gore botlhatsi bo le tlo fanang ka bona e tlo ba nnete, nnete fela, nnete e feletseng ge go le jalo. Emišang seatla sa lena sa moja le re Modimo nthushe ke bolele nnete.
Modimo nthushe ke bolele nnete.
The witness is sworn in, my lord.
Which language you
Say
prefer?
Pedi.
Pedi.
Yes.
So you have to interpret
Will do. Pedi into
so Zulu,
correct.
vice versa.
Yes, my lord.
Okay.
Sergeant Mapakela, you've already given evidence in this matter during the trial within a trial, is that correct?
Le be se le fane ka botlhatse go molato re ne re santse re go karolo ela ya trial within a trial ke nnete.
Ke nnete.
That is correct. Ube sesiphane ngobufakazi kule cala njengoba sasikade kule sasigaba se trial within a trial iqiniso lelo uthi yebo iqiniso.
I just want to show you Exhibit GG in brackets 1.
Ke tlo rata go le bontsha botlhatsi ba GG mo matlhakoreng e le ba mathomo.
Do you recognize that exhibit?
Le a e tseba tokomane e?
Ke nnete.
Yes, I recognize it. Ngizothanda ukubonisa nobufakazi buka GG1 uthi uyabazi na uthi yebo ngiyabazi.
If just to put context to your evidence, if I can ask you to turn to page 3.
Ngere go page 3. I just see go page 3.
Just put the contents again on record.
Ngele re baleng gana mowe. Ake o sifundele.
Matsubane Hendrik Mapakela state under oath in English. I am a member of South African Police Service with the rank of sergeant and service number 7061237/4. Stationed at Germiston Local Criminal Record, employed as an official draftsman and photographer. On 2020 of 6/5 at on the time I made a mistake because this is the time that I arrived at Albert Henry police station.
Yes.
Yes, it was around 11:30. No, it was around 2 o'clock when I went to this address.
Yes.
I went to opposite number 13511 Kutwanen Street, Phosphorus extension 11, where certain points were indicated to Lieutenant Colonel Hadeb. I took photos of the pointing out of the scene. I know and understand the contents of the above mentioned.
Yes, that's fine.
Uyafunda ke ukuthi yena Matsubani H Maphakela usho lokho okulandelelayo ukuthi yena uyiphoyisa usebenza njengosajeni futhi usebenzela esiphoyiseni saseJimmiston. Yena ke uqashwe njengomuntu othatha ithombe bese uyadweba nokuthi adwebe futhi ke ngelanga lesihlanu ngenyanga yesithupha kunyaka u2020 isikhathi uthi uyenze iphutha ufike uMalgamenxe ihora lesi-14 nomuvo la ukuthi uye waya ejaridini unumber 13511 Kutlwanong Street eFosloras extension 11 la ukuthi bekade kuyokhonjwa izinto ezithize ku-Colonel Hadebe yena uye wathanda ithombe zaleyo ndawo ebekade kukhonjwa kuyo.
I just want to show you photos 12 to 17.
Ngifuna ukubonisa ithombe ukusuka kweshumi nambini ukuya kweshumi nesikhombisa
That have now been included as part of Exhibit GG1.
lezo ithombe sezisetshenzisiwe njengobufakazi.
Do you recognize the photos?
Liyadiziba dinepe jewe?
Hey, get it.
Yes, I know the photos. Uyazazi lezo ithombe uthi yebo ngiyazazi.
Yes, that's which ones?
Nke leribotsheka Jona.
Photo 12.
Are these the photos that you took at the scene, as you mentioned in your affidavit?
Ke Jona je leng gore lena le di jere mo tulong ela jwalo ka ga le boletse affidavit nyane. Yes, those are the photos. Yizo ithombe ewazithatha laphayana kuleya ndawo njengoba ushilo ku affidavit yakho uthi yebo iqiniso.
And photos 18 up to 21.
Nke le ribotsheka dinepe go tloga go lesome seswai go fitlhelela go masomepedi tee.
Are they also the photos that you took?
Ke dinepe tše lena le di tšereng.
Hey, get it.
That is correct, my lord.
And do you confirm the correctness of these photos that are now included as part of Exhibit GG1, namely photos 12 to 17 and 18 to 21?
Le a dumela lena gore dinepe tše ke dinepe tša mannete tše e leng gore le di tšere. Re bolela ka dinepe go tlogelela go lesomepedi go fitlhelela go lesomešupa napile ra tloga go lesome seswai ra ya go masomepedi tee. Yes, I confirm, my lord.
Ngiyaqinisekisa-ke ukuthi le y'thombe lezi kusuka usithombe u-12 uyofica-ke kuyona u-17 suqala-ke no-18 uyofica ku-21 ukuthi izona-ke iy'thombe lezo ezathwetshulwa yimina.
In Exhibit GG, the Quentin's out. Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe mentioned that the time that you returned was 13:30.
Biale go bona botlhatsi bo Lieutenant Colonel o ile a re nako e le buileng ka yone be le metsotso ye masometharo ka moraga iri ya pele go jwalo. May I please confirm, my lord?
Yeah, can it?
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso-ke nanje makubhaliwe noma eshilo-ke uKhena Hadebe ukuthi uma sesibuya-ke kwagamenxe elokuqala ihora.
Thank you, that is all.
Yes, Mr. Ramsey.
As the court pleases, my lord, I don't have any questions for the
Okay,
witness.
Mr. Nisi.
In the court, my lord, I've got only one question.
Yes.
Just a clarification.
Okay.
Mr. Mapage.
Thobela Kgoshi Maphakela.
You say at what time did you arrive at the place at which you took the photos?
Le re le fitlile ka nako mang mo le tšereng dinepe gona?
A ke sure ka nako. Nako e ke e boletseng, a ke sure ka yona.
I'm not certain of the time. The time that I mentioned, I am not certain of.
Isikhathi esafika ngaso-ke ikwindawo le ekwakuyokhonjwa kuyona-ke anginasiqiniseko saso nalesi sikhathi engisishilo anginaso isiqiniseko.
Thank you. How did you manage to get to that place?
Le fitlhile jwang mo tulong ena?
Ke shetse koloi Toyota e leng mo difotong ka morago.
I was following this Toyota that is depicted on the pictures.
Na yofika kanjani ke kuleyo ndawo iCorolla lena ekuyiyona ke ekule ithombe lezi mina ngilandela emva kwayo.
That is now the vehicle in which Mr. Khatebe was driving in.
Ke koloi e leng gore mongadi Radebe o be a sepela ka yona.
Ke nnete.
That is correct.
Kuyiqinisa ukuthi imoto leyo ngithi ngangilandela yona ke ilena eyayihamba yena uKenneth Khatebe.
Thank you. Were those the only two cars that went to the scene?
Ke tsona fela dikoloi tse pedi tse ileng mo tulong ena.
Ke sure ka seo mara nna koloi tse ke shetse morago ke yona e ntse ke e lebeletse tse dingwe tse a ka di bona.
I'm not sure about that. However, the only vehicle that I was following, it's the one that is depicted on the picture. That's the vehicle that I was focusing on.
Izona zombili noma ilezo zombili kuphela yini imoto ezaziye kuleyo ndawo angasoke isiqiniseko saloko imoto mina engangiyilandela futhi engangibheke kuyona ke iyona le ela esithombeni.
Thank you. You told the court that you ultimately went and stopped at, that is now, and stopped you went and stopped opposite number 1351 Kutwanong Street in Phosphorus Extension level. Is that so?
Lena nkere le la ilo ema mo gauswe le ntlo ya 13511 Kutwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11.
Ke nnete.
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ke ngishilo ukuthi ke la esayoma khona ke seduze noma ngale nje kwa number 13511 eKutwanong Street ePhosphorus Extension 11.
How did you know that the place at which you stopped at, or the house at which you stopped opposite to, was number 13511 Kutwanong Street?
Lena le tsebile jwang gore ntlo ye le emeng goba tulo ye le emeng gauswi le yona e be le nomoro 13511 Kutwanong Street.
Ke bolela le Lieutenant Colonel Radebe ke
Aye.
a mpoditse.
I was speaking to Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe. He's the one that informed me of that.
Akwazi kanjani ke ukuthi la enema khona ke kwakubo 13511 Kutwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11 mina ke ngangikhuluma no Colonel Hadebe uyena owangitshela.
So do I understand you well when you say Mr. Khatebe said to you, Mr. Mapagela, the place at which, or the house opposite which you have stopped now, is a house number 13511 and it is situated at Kutwanong Street. Is that what he told you?
Afa ke nnete gore lena ba le buisha ga botse ge ba re lena le re Colonel Hadebe o ile a re go lena Mr. Maphakela ntlo e re emeng gausi le yona ke 13511 e mmileng wa Kutwanong.
Ke nnete.
That is correct.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ukuthi ke kwaba uyena ke wangitshela uKenneth Khatebe ukuthi manje ke Maphakela la esimi khona ke uba 13511 Kutwanong Street Phosphorus Extension 11.
Thank you. Mr. Khatebe, when he gave his testimony on Monday, if my memory serves me well, he was specifically asked about the address of the place, and he told this court that there was no address there.
Mr. Hadebe yena ge be a fana ka botlhatsi ba gagwe ka mošupolong yena o ile a botšišiwa gore ntlo yela address ya gona e be e reng yena o rile go be go sena address.
Now, you are telling this court that the information that you put in your affidavit is information that you specifically got from Mr. Khatebe, not so?
Bjale lena le re se le sengwetseng affidavit-ing ya lena ke se e leng gore le se kwele go monghadi Radebe.
Ke nnete.
That is correct.
Nkathi ke ethula ubufakazi bakhe ngomsombuluko la uKenneth Khatebe uma ebuzwa ngekheli la laphayana ke basho ke ushilo ke ngomsombuluko ukuthi kwangikade ngena noma kwangena kheli laphayana manje wena ke uthi lokhu okubhalwe la imininingwane yekheli wayithola kuKenneth Khatebe yebo kuyiqiniso.
So in other words, when Mr. Khatebe told this court on Monday, based on what you have just told this court now, that that place did not have an address, that was not true.
Go ra gore lena ka mokgwa le bolelang ka gona le ra gore se morena Khatebe a se boletseng sa gore tulo yela go be go sena address ga se nnete.
Angasifona ufetola.
I will not be able to respond on that.
Manje ke okushoyo wena ngokufakaza okwethulayo ukuthi lokho uKenel Khatebe akushilo la ngomsobuluko ukuthi lapha yana bangena kheli asilona iqiniso. Cha angeke kube isimoke sokuthi ngaphendula ke lokho.
Thank you, sir. That is just all that I wanted to verify. Thank you.
Ba leboga ke sona se banya ka go se kontishisha.
Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions
sorry,
to this
Mr.
one.
Mshololo.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Mshololo.
Thank you, Madam. I have no questions.
Thank you. Any re-exam?
I don't have any re-examination.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Re a leboga le ka tswela pele ka mošomo wa.
Yes, sir.
As we intimated the commencement of the proceedings, my lord, in light of the absence of Mr. Mgomezulu, we are constrained to ask that the matter stand down until such time as he is available.
Until such time as he is available. If he's available.
Yeah,
When Mandela is resurrected.
well, let me qualify and say he indicated that he will be available on Friday.
So he's not available tomorrow.
Tomorrow is a holiday, man.
Oh, I see.
So we can either stand down until Friday or until Monday, but when we conferred with my colleagues, we came to the arrangement that maybe we can stand down until Monday. The term ends on Thursday, and there's only one witness that the state intends to call before the end of term, whereafter we will then revert to the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. The defense indicated that they would need time during the recess to consult their expert. So whether we postpone to Friday or to Monday, my lord, we can only deal with this one witness before the term ends on next week, Thursday.
Yeah, Mr. Ramsepedi, what's your view?
As the court pleases, my lord, I'm amenable to the suggestion that we stand down until Monday.
Mr. Mnisi?
I've got a different viewpoint.
You have to?
Excuse me, my lord.
You say you have a different viewpoint?
Yes. Can find no reason why we can't sit on a Friday. Friday is a normal working day. Public holiday is only tomorrow.
In
That's
African
number one.
culture, they say,
Excuse me, my lord.
Africans normally say Friday, they don't work. They eat pork. You
Well,
have never heard of that saying?
No.
Okay,
Yes.
stick around.
The reason why I'm saying that, my lord, is because I can find no justification that we can't see it on Friday. The witness that Mr. Valoyi intends to call, I think, is only a phone call away. They've got all the resources. There are more than 5 cars that are parked outside there. They can clear the road. It can be brought here on Friday, then we can proceed. And in view of what the court has just indicated on the concerns that the JP has in respect of how this case is being conducted, I think it will only be in the interest of justice that we consider to be sitting on Friday. That's number 2. Number 3, the state indicates that we would have requested that after this last witness has testified, then we adjourn until when we come back for the second, I think is the second quarter, somewhere on the 15th of April. That we have in order to enable the defense to consult with our expert witness. Yes, it is true. We would love to consult with our expert witness, but there is nothing again as far as I am concerned, that bars us even from consulting that witness even on a Saturday or in the afternoon. He is just amenable at any time. We had consulted with him even in the afternoon. Having said that, my lord, I'm not so sure whether should I then proceed to state what my viewpoint is with regard to whether or not we should be sitting in the recess or not. But straight away, I would have suggested that we continue throughout recess. Yes, unless the court finds it very difficult that the court...
Me, I can sit even at night, don't worry about me.
That is my viewpoint, my lord. There's nothing that would really bar us, unless my colleagues have got their own personal and different reason why we cannot be seated on recess. But on Friday, if we're to limit the issues, I can find no reason why you can't sit on a Friday.
Okay.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Shalolo? Oh, sorry, Mr. Numal.
My lord, I'm available on Friday except weekends.
You're available?
On Friday except weekends and public holidays.
Oh, I see. Okay. One day you're going to be a judge. You'll be called upon to sit on the weekends, on holidays. Will you sit? Hello?
I will sit.
Oh, I see. All right, Mr. Cholo.
Sorry, my lord, maybe just as an addendum, that will be subject to, our sitting on Friday will be subject to the availability of Mr. Ngomezulu. But I would have requested the court that we take an adjournment, probably if you consider to sit on Friday, to verify with Mr. Ngomezulu whether or not it's available on Friday. If it's not available, what arrangements will he be making to enable the court not to be disturbed on Friday in its sitting? Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Mchololo, before you answer. Is Mr. Ngomezulu coming on Friday?
Well, that is the indication that he gave to me when we spoke this morning. He
Friday is available.
Yes, he said to be available.
Okay, Mr. Mchololo.
My lord, regarding the uncertainty about the presence of Mr. Ngomezulu on Friday, my lord, I agree with the state that we adjourn the matter until Monday, wherein we'll all be in a certain position that the court will be proceeding on that Monday. There will be no postponement and other issues, my lord.
But Mr. Baloyi says there is no uncertainty about whether Mr. Ngomezulu will be available on Friday. He says this morning Mr. Ngomezulu told him that he will be available on Friday. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed, and he did follow that through with a message to say he'll be available on Friday.
Also, he texted you.
Yes, he sent
But
me
you
a
can't
message.
text the judge. Okay, let's postpone the matter to Friday.
Sukuman madoda, icala lihlethiselwa ngolwesihlanu umnumzana uNgomezulu ukuze abe khona. Ngithe sukuman madoda, kusukuma
The GP will
nabafazi.
think, hayi, lo judge lo uzobamba itoho lapha. Ufuna ukwenza imali. Okay, we sit Friday.